Arsenal have returned and with a bang as Kai Havertz smashed home a last minute winner. Arteta's Gunners were in a battle, so from the importance of Alexander Zinchenko to Bukayo Saka's moment of magic and the secret behind Arsenal's tactical evolution, as per, let's break it all down and discuss the 5 things we learnt from Brentford 0, Arsenal 1. Yo, what is going on guys? My name is Bass14, welcome back to your boys channel. I hope you guys are doing sensational. How could you not be? Arsenal are once again top of the Premier League. So as per, smash a like on the video if you enjoy, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let's start and go for the defensive triangle. Arsenal's defence away from home is special. With another clean sheet today, Arsenal have now kept 14 clean sheets since the start of last season, the most in the Premier League by a country mile. Arsenal have set a standard, conceding only 3 away goals this season. Just think about those goals. An unfortunate penalty conceded, a lucky Mykhailo Mudryk cross, and a very controversial Newcastle goal. Away from home, Arsenal turn into monsters, and there's one player who we need to give flowers to. Gabriel Magalhaes was on fire once again, with an overall 7.4 rating, 3 clearances, 1 block shot, 2 out of 2 ground balls, and 6 out of 8 in the air. This guy is severely underrated. Part of it comes down to the quality of William Saliba. These two go hand in hand. The example being in the second half when Saliba was beaten on the right hand side. Gabriel is there to the rescue. Things have changed massively this season, starting off the year on the Arsenal bench. Speculation about his long-term future, but when you question Gabriel, that's when you get the best out of him. The prime example being for Brazil. Having missed out of the World Cup this time last year, he's now become a go-to starter. Arsenal have defenders that are built for away games. There's one player that comes to mind straight away. We're talking the man of the match of this game, Declan Rice. A standard 7.8 performance, with 65 accurate passes, 2 accurate long balls, 2 clearances, 1 block shot, 1 interception, and 1 very important clearance off the line. Have a look for yourselves, this was a match-saving moment. The key part there is anticipation. As soon as Ramsdale makes the error, Rice is on his feet, thinking 2 steps ahead of the play. The thing that stands out to me though is passion. Look at the way that Rice celebrates each and every Arsenal moment. The smile and roar on his face. He may have come through Chelsea and West Ham, but whatever Mikel Arteta said to him has convinced Rice Arsenal is his true home. The way that he's dealt with the pressure of costing £100 million is not normal. Just think to yourselves for a second, how many times have we even mentioned Rice's price tag? As he said before the game, people need to see performances straight away. I want to repay the club. They've invested a lot of money in me. I need to prove why I can go there and change things. Rice alongside Saliba and Gabriel give Arsenal something very important. The best defensive triangle in the league. A return to Arsenal's heritage of physical excellence. As this tweet points out perfectly, they are essentially the Bermuda Triangle. Once you enter their area, the ball is as good as gone. But what was happening with Aaron Ramsdale, making his first league start in September? The first half is best described as overcompensation. Desperate to get his place back in the first team, Ramsdale was trying hard. The issue became overthinking. Trying to do things like David Raya didn't quite work out. That's why there was a key change in the second half. Ramsdale returned to the basics, kept it simple and found some lovely passes. Instead of playing like Raya, he started to play like Ramsdale. What stands out to me is how much the Arsenal players appreciate him. Look at this moment right towards the end of the game. As soon as Ramsdale claims the ball, 3 Arsenal players surround him. The same thing happened again at full time. All the Arsenal players rushed towards Ramsdale. After the game, when Mikel Arteta was asked on how he responded to the nervy starts, he says courage. He has big courage and big personality, and that's why we love him. But there's something else that we need to discuss. In the first half, Arteta was fuming with Ramsdale, as Kai Havertz points out. Straight after his mistake on the next goal kick, Arteta wagged his finger furiously towards Ramsdale to tell him not to do the short goal kick routine with Gabriel and go long instead. Ramsdale played short, leaving Arteta shaking his head in disappointment and anger. Things became even more interesting after the game. When asked about Ramsdale, Arteta deflected, instead saying, "I'm happy with the team, the way that we performed. We got the clean sheet and I'm so happy the way everyone played." When asked again of Ramsdale being nervous at times, he deflected again saying, "I think the team was exceptional today." With recent news confirming that Arsenal are set to sign David Raya on a permanent deal, Ramsdale's Arsenal career is unfortunately coming to an end. It all comes down to player profile. Just like how Ramsdale was a closer profile than Leno, Raya is another evolution towards what Arteta wants from his goalkeeper. An aggressive goalkeeper that sticks to his ways. Moving on to the second thing, boring Arsenal. This was a massive moment for Mikel Arteta. His 200th game as Arsenal manager. He's now got more wins than any other Arsenal manager in history. Wenger and Graham to one side. And it's George Graham that I want to focus on. Watching the way that Arsenal have transformed this season, it's become less of Arsene Wenger's Arsenal and far more of George Graham, where Arsenal's first focus is clearly defending. Going off that famous quote from Sir Alex Ferguson, attack wins you games, defences win you titles. In terms of the XG of this game, Brentford had 1.25, but Arsenal slightly edged it with 1.57. The important thing though is 0.51 of Brentford's XG came from Ramsdale's error alone. Arsenal continue to be the best defensive team in the league, 10 goals conceded the least in the league, the most clean sheets with 6. The reason behind this comes back to last season. If you focus on Arsenal's collapse in the games against Southampton, Liverpool and West Ham, Arsenal were able to score goals, but conceded 7 in 3 games. Arteta is learning from last season. Look at the profiles that Arsenal have since targeted. The likes of Kai Havertz and Declan Rice, players that thrive off the ball. These stats here are the prime example. In terms of the entire league and where they allow the ball to be progressed, focus on Arsenal's heat map. There's barely any yellow, which shows that Arsenal don't have a single weak point. The stats in this game are interesting. Arsenal with 63% possession, 420 passes completed, 49 final entries and a 3.4 expected threat created. The field total is another example of control. With 74% in total, Arsenal with dominance. The issue for Arsenal fans though is entertainment. Compared to last year, Arsenal aren't as electric. Everything feels very calculated and very precise. At times it can be very boring. But Mikel Arteta now understands to win a title against Pep Guardiola, you have to control yourself. Where last year Arsenal was sprinting and ran out of gas, this year they're treating it like a marathon. It feels like Arteta is sacrificing his fun to make his team slower and more sustainable. There's one player that sums up this philosophy. We are talking Alexander Zinchenko, who was on fire today. An 8.5 rating, the highest out of any Arsenal player, with 1 clearance, 1 block shot, 1 interception, 1 tackle, and 1 clearance off the line. Zinchenko played a whopping 70 accurate passes, had 2 key passes, 4 accurate long balls, and also created 1 big chance. These numbers here are very telling. Shows Zinchenko as the highest Arsenal player in terms of goal probability added. Zinchenko provides something very important: on the ball stability. Zinchenko's pass selection is amazing. One of the few Arsenal players that has mastered the art of when to play safe and when to play risky. But there's also been a clear improvement. As pointed out by my guy Alex from the Different Knock, compared to last year per 90 minutes, Zinchenko is averaging more tackles per game and more interceptions, winning 5% more of his duels, while also getting dribble past less and losing less of the ball. There will still be many Arsenal fans skeptical. They want to see more going forwards. But there's 2 things that we need to understand. Firstly, the quality of Brentford defensively. These guys are elite at parking the bus. Going into this game they were unbeaten in 14 London derbies. But the second thing is context. With the best defence in the league, a midfield growing in the presence of Declan Rice, as soon as our attack clicks, Arsenal are on the verge of becoming a complete package. But fans need to understand that achieving footballing perfection is a very difficult feat to reach. Think about all the pain that we've suffered in the last 10 years. The banter years fighting in 16th. Arsenal are now first, fighting for a title. The entertainment isn't quite there, but you can't argue efficiency. Moving on to the third thing, the match winners. There was something very important about this game. With the game locked at 0-0 going for a draw, Arsenal's difference makers arrived. The main one being a certain Bukayo Saka. Despite being nowhere near his best, Saka still produced a moment of magic. With an overall 7.9 rating, a 0.63 expected assist, 5 key passes, 2 big chances created. This is why I think Bukayo Saka is world class. Even in the games that he doesn't perform, he's able to find impacts. Saka is the only player to have created 50 plus chances, completed 50 plus take-ons, scored 10 plus goals and provided 10 plus assists. We're only in November and Saka already has 15 goals and assists, with 9 assists in all competitions. That is the joint most out of any player in the league. Slowly but surely, Saka is becoming Arsenal's version of Mo Salah, a player to turn to in tough moments, a player to get us over the line. There was something very intriguing about his assist. It's trademark Bukayo Saka. Go all the way back to the days in Europa League, finding Aubameyang at the far post. Another example this year against Chelsea. Same area of the pitch and same results. But to get the assist you need a movement and a goal scorer. Up step King Kai Havertz, striking like Cobra Kai off the bench. In 11 minutes, a 7.4 rating. 5 accurate passes, 1 successful dribble, 2 ground balls won, and most importantly 1 decisive winner. This was Kai Havertz at his best, arriving into the box and being instinctive. The movement has been there all season. Look at this example for the first game of the year. Havertz has got a unique ability to find space. In this game, Arsenal found a way to use that. With the amount of times that Arsenal wasted crosses, to have a Havertz type of profile for the bench, an example of Arteta's ability to change the game. Here was the gaffer after the game alongside Havertz. Look at the smile on this guy's face. Havertz is making a very important habit of turning up when it matters the most. The assist against Man City to help the winner. The cameo against Chelsea to change the game. Havertz is the prime example of a moments player. We're talking about a guy that scored a winner in a Champions League final. After the game he says, "It was tough for me the last months. I tried to put my ego aside because the team is the most important thing. I've been so thankful for the Arsenal fans. I know it's hard when a new signing comes in for a lot of money. I'm thankful for their support." Moving on to the fourth thing, Arteta's midfield dilemma. We need to focus on the role of Leandro Trossard. Starting as a left number 8, with an overall 6.7 rating, Trossard completed 19 passes, made 1 key pass, 2 shots off target and 1 big chance missed. His heat map is very interesting. There was a clear idea to rotate as much as possible, but as you can see from the passing networks, he was playing a lot deeper than Martin Odegaard. There was a very important moment in this game, a Trossard goal disallowed in the first half, with a marginal offside. There were a few Arsenal fans that weren't convinced. Looking at this angle here, it does look a little bit suspect, but I want to focus on another decision. In Liverpool's game against Man City today, this was given as a foul against Alisson. Compare that to Arsenal and Gabriel Magalhaes. This was given as not a foul, but Arsenal need to focus on themselves, so let's focus on Martin Odegaard. Back in the Arsenal team after injury, Odegaard put up a 7.2 rating, with 51 accurate passes, 1 key pass, 4 accurate long balls. It was at times a very frustrating performance. It all comes down to this heat map. Odegaard's role is very high on the right hand side. It doesn't feel like he's playing like a midfielder. Arsenal are not playing to his strengths. Go all the way back to this performance against PSV. An 8.5 rating, look at his heat map. License to drop deeper and control the game. Odegaard was far more influential. It's time for Arteta to try something new. Why not use Odegaard on the left hand side to use his on the ball quality deeper in play? Now let's talk about the Eddie Nketiah moments. With Arsenal chasing a winner, Nketiah came off the bench, found in the box in a very dangerous attack. Instead of finding Saka or Odegaard, Nketiah was selfish, going for goal instead. Eddie's been working behind the scenes with a certain Jermaine Defoe, one of the most lethal strikers in Premier League history, but it's all about picking your moment. Eddie needs to find a way to become more of a team player. Moving on to the 5th thing, back where we belong. Arsenal have become the kings of London, unbeaten in London derbies in the Premier League since the start of last season. 17 matches, 12 wins, 5 draws and 0 losses. Arsenal are on the 3rd longest unbeaten run in London derby Premier League history. Isn't it just ironic? While a certain Chelsea is battling mid-table in 10th, getting battered by Newcastle 4 goals to 1, their former man Kai Havertz is coming off the bench for Arsenal to score the winning goal to send Arsenal top of the Premier League. 1 point clear of Man City and 2 of Liverpool, who were both involved in a 1-1 draw. As Arteta says, I love winning and we are top of the table. This is where we have to want to be. Arsenal's approach is very intriguing. Instead of going all gung-ho, Arteta is trying to match Man City. Notice how we're not getting carried away. The next 5 games are massive. Lens at home in the Champions League, Wolves at home, Luton away, Villa away and PSV away. Arsenal know they have to get maximum points there because we have a massive game incoming. Liverpool versus Arsenal on the 23rd of December. Jurgen Klopp's ultra attacking versus Mikel Arteta's control defence. After January there's going to be a very important return. We're going to have almost a new signing. We're talking about Yuri and Timber, the solution to so many of Arsenal's problems. As Mikel Arteta says, despite having a big setback and a difficult moment to go through, he's been really special in the way that he's handled the situation. That is the video there and there though, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to smash a like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to follow boy on all of his social medias, then the links are down below in the description. But that was the 5 things we learned from Brentford 0, Arsenal 1, a gargantuan victory at last minute scenes, Kai Havertz scores again. Arsenal are top of the league, but it's time to stay composed, stay calm, and we go again soon. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and in a bit.